Welcome to another video. My name is Celia and I help people unlock their potential. Your personality is not permanent, and this is great news. So we can change all the negative things that we don't like about ourselves. If you're not happy about the reality that you're living in at the moment, you can change that due to neuroplasticity. If you don't know what sort of personality you have a look at your reality. Your personality, to a large extent, is equal to your personal reality. If you say, for example, that you're quite shy, you're not very confident, then that will affect your reality because you may not go for that job or you may not ask that person out because you lack confidence. But the great thing is we can change all this. We can rewrite our personality. This is one of the things that Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about in his book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. I'll put a link to his book in the description below. Everybody has negative traits. Would you say that you're a worrier? You're an overthinker? Would you say that you have a short temper? Have you ever thought of yourself as not being good enough? We'll say things like, well, I'm a worrier because my mum's a worrier. So you feel like, oh, well, I'm stuck with that then because it's in the genes. And people say all the time, oh, you know me, always late. No, this is changeable. You see, we can't blame our genes anymore. Epigenetics shows us that our cells are adjusted by our environment, not by our genes. This was accepted in the 1990s as hard science. It shows that we need to take responsibility for our personality because we can change our personality. Look it up, epigenetics. I'm going to show you at the end of this video 3 tips on changing your personality for the better. So then why is it that we're very similar to our parents? We become like our parents because we've been around our parents and they're in our environment. And it's the same with the friends that we hang out with. We are the average of our 5 friends. And we all know the definition of insanity, doing the same thing again and again and again and expecting a different result. We need to change our environment. Our personality, our habits, our behaviours are like cybernetic mechanisms. An example of a cybernetic mechanism is a room thermostat. So say it's really cold outside, so you set the room thermostat to 21 degrees. Well, say somebody opens all the doors and windows and the temperature drops, the thermostat will send a message to the boiler will fire up, get the heat back to that room until the temperature rises back to 21 degrees. And that's kind of how our traits, our behaviours and our habits work. Let's say this line represents how you feel about yourself. Say you have poor self-image. Somebody gives you a compliment and says, oh, you look lovely. You know, you'd be like, oh, it's going to feel uncomfortable because this is your comfort area here. You probably don't like it, but that's what you feel comfortable with because that's what you know down here. So when somebody pays you a compliment, which is up here, and says, wow, you look amazing, you're going to find it really difficult to accept that compliment. You're going to need to come back down here again. What is it they're really saying? See, I learned about cybernetics by reading a book by Dr. Maxwell Moles. Dr. Maxwell Moles was a plastic surgeon, and what he found was if somebody believed they looked a certain way, it didn't matter what he did in terms of changing the look of their face, they still would see the image that they had of themselves inside. This book really helped me understand how powerful the subconscious mind is and how we can change and reprogram it. And here are my 3 tips to changing your personality. Number 1. So number 1 is to identify any negative traits, anything that's holding you back from the life you want to live. Are you a people pleaser? Are you a worrier? Do you get very defensive? Do you say yes all the time and wish you knew how to say no? We have to take responsibility for our personality. We don't have any excuse. We can't say, oh, because mum, because of dad, because of grandma, because of whatever. Because of neuroplasticity, our nerve cells can change and adapt. Sometimes it helps just to ask your friends, people that you trust, obviously, do we come across as cold? Do we complain all the time? Do we get defensive? Any of these negative traits could be hindering us from living the life that we want to live and that we deserve to live. Once you've made a list of negative traits that you want to change, Number 2. So in order for us to change some of the habits and behaviours that we have, we need to change our environment. So if you lack confidence, don't stay with that for the rest of your life. You know, if you're a worrier, don't worry for the rest of your life. I mean, one of the things for me, which anybody who knows me will know that I struggled with this, is public speaking. I would be shaking. You know, I was so nervous. And I think people expected me to be better than that because I was the managing director of a business. I should be able to stand up. I should be able to talk confidently in front of a camera. But I was nervous. I was trembling. I messed my words up. I said the wrong things. And it all came down to my lack of confidence. If I had confidence, then I would act confidently. So in order to change that confidence, I started posting on Instagram and I started a YouTube channel. So in order to change that personality trait, you need to step out. And when somebody gives you a compliment, practice accepting the compliment. Resist the urge to be suspicious and think, oh, I wonder why they said that. What do they want? I mean, it could be because they're giving you a compliment because you look really nice. Even like if you find you watch too much TV, move the sofa so it's not facing the TV. Put a coffee table there and a book on it. Listen to audiobooks. Watch YouTube videos that are uplifting. Tip number 3, change your self-talk. Make sure that your self-talk reflects the personality that you want to have. What are you regularly saying to yourself? Because those things are being reinforced into your life. We should never be saying anything like this. We should never say things like I am rubbish, or I'm an idiot, I'm too fat, I'm not good enough, no one would ever want me. Because your personality will not change if you're saying stuff like this. This is the sort of stuff we should be saying to ourselves. I am good enough. I am confident. I am smart. I can do anything I set my mind to. The interesting thing is, if you have young people around you, they're going to be copying you. They're going to be looking at you and learning from you and your behaviours and your habits. They will be mirroring you. So make sure that you're setting the right example to them as you would have wanted when you were younger. And you'll see your reality change as your personality changes. And that's the end of the video. I hope you found this video helpful. Please hit the subscribe button and like this video and hit the notifications button so that you don't miss any of my future videos. Thanks for watching.